go further down, please? Can we go further down? Get right in there, come on. Otherwise I'll have to film up to you. It's up to you.
Sophisticated and intelligent young lovers. Despite having for love for each other, they also enjoy teasing each other with flirtatious banter. In this scene, we see them agree to disagree on terms and conditions of their marriage.
Do you lock yourself up for me to make my search more curious? Or is this pretty artifice contrived to signify that here the chase must end and my pursuits be crowned? For you can fly no further.
Oh, vanity, no! I'll fly and be followed to the very last. Though I'm on the very verge of matrimony, I expect you should solicit me as much as if I were wavering over the grate of the monastery, with 1 foot over the threshold. I'll be solicited to the very last. Nay, and afterwards.
What? After the last?
Oh, should think I was poor and had nothing to bestow. If I were reduced to inglorious ease and freed from the agreeable fatigues of solicitation.
But do not you know that when favours are conferred upon instant and tedious solicitation, that they diminish in their value, and the giver loses the grace and the receiver lessens his pleasure?
Oh, well, it may be in things of common application, but never sure in love. Oh, I hate a lover that can dare to think he draws a moment's air, independent of his bounty, of his mistress. There is not so impudent a being in nature as the saucy look of an assured man confident of success. The pedantic arrogance of a very husband has not so pragmatical an air. I'll never marry till I'm first made sure of my will and pleasure.
Would you have them both before marriage, or be contented with the first now and stay for the others with grace?
Don't be impertinent! My dear liberty, my faithful solitude, my darling contemplation. Must I bid you then adieu? Oh, adieu, my morning thoughts, agreeable awakings, indolent slumbers. Holy douceurs, y surmise, il matin, adieu. Oh, I can't do it. It is more than impossible. Positively, Maribel, I lie abed in the morning as long as I please.
Oh, then I'll get up in the morning as early as I please.
Oh, idle creature, get up when you will. And do you hear? I will not be called names after I'm married. Positively, I won't be called names.
Names?
I, as wife, spouse, my dear, joy, jewel, love, and sweetheart, and the rest of that nauseous cant in which men and their wives are so fulsomely familiar. I shall never bear that. Good, Maribel. Don't let us be familiar or fond, nor kiss before folk like my Lady Fadler and Sir Francis, nor go to Hyde Park together the first Sunday in a new chariot, to provoke eyes and whispers, and then never to be seen there again, as if we were proud of one another first week, and ashamed of one another thereafter. Let us never visit together, nor go to plays together, but let us be very strange and well-bred, Let us be as strange as if we had been married a great while, and as well bred as if we had not been married at all.
Have you any more conditions to offer? Hitherto your demands are pretty reasonable.
Trifles. To pay and receive gifts from whom I please, to write and receive letters without interrogatives or why faces on your part, to wear what I like, to choose conversation with regard to only my own taste, and to have no obligation upon my part to converse with wits that I don't like because they may be your acquaintance. Ugh. Or to be intimate with fools because they may be your relations. Come to dinner when I like, to dine in my dressing room when I'm out of humour, and to be sole empress of my tea table, which you must never presume to approach without first asking leave. And lastly, wherever I am, you shall always knock at the door before you come in. These articles subscribed, if I continue to enjoy you a little longer, I may by degrees dwindle into a wife.
Your bill of fare is something advanced in this latter account. Well, have I liberty to offer conditions that when you are dwindled into a wife, I may not be beyond measure enlarged into a husband?
You have free leave. Propose your utmost. Speak and spurn off.
Oh, I thank you. Imprimis, then, I covenant that your acquaintance be general, and that you admit no sworn confidant or intimate of your own sex, no she-friends to screen her affairs under your countenance, and tempt you into making a trial of a mutual secrecy, no decoy duck to wheel you a fob scrambling to a play in a mask, and then bring you back in a pretended fright when you fear you should be found out, and rail at me for missing the play and disappointing the frolic that you had to pick me up and prove my constancy.
Detestable imprimis, I go to play in a mask.
I article that you shall continue to like your own face as long as I shall, and while it passes current with me, you shall endeavour not to new coin it. To which end, together with all vizards for the day, I prohibit all masks for the night, made of oilskins, and I know not what hog's bones, or hare's galls, or pig water, or the marrow of a roasted cat. In short, I forbid all commerce with the gentle woman in what you call it court. Item, I shut my door against all boards with baskets and pennyworths of muslin, china, fans, glasses, etc. Item, when you shall be breeding,
Name it not.
which may be presumed with a blessing on our endeavours,
Odious endeavours.
I denounce against all straight lacing, squeezing for a shape, until you mould my boy's head like a sugar loaf. And instead of a man chop, that you father to a crooked billet. Lastly, to the dominion of the tea table, I submit, but with proviso, that you exceed not in your province, but restrain yourself to simple and native tea table drinks as tea, chocolate, or coffee, as likewise to genuine and authorized tea table talk, such as mending fashions, or spoiling reputations, or railing at absent friends, and so forth. But, on no account, to encroach upon the men's prerogative, and presume to drink healths or toast fellows, for prevention of which I banish all foreign forces or auxiliaries to the tea table as orange brandy or aniseed, cinnamon, citron, Barbados waters, together with ratafia and the most noble spirit of clary. But for calcium wine, poppy water, and all dormitives, those I allow. These provisos admitted and other things, I may prove to be a tractable and complying husband.
Oh, horrid provisos, filthy strong waters. I toast fellows, odious men. I hate your horrid provisos.
Oh, then we are agreed. Shall I kiss your hand upon my
This scene is from Love for Love. We join our two characters, Prue and Tattle. Tattle to seduce her, and therefore ruin her future proposed marriage to Ben.
What makes them go away, Mr. Tattle? What do they mean? Do you know?
Yes, my dear. I think I can guess, but hang me if I know the reason of it.
Come, must we not go to...
No. They don't mean that.
No? What then? What shall you and I do together?
I must make love to you, pretty miss. Will you let me make love to you?
Yes, if you please.
God, at least! What pox does Miss Foresight mean by this civility? Is it to make a fool of me? Or does she leave us together out of good morality and do as she would be done by? Gad, I understand it so.
Well, and how will you make love to me? Come, I long for you to begin. Must I make love too? You must tell me how.
You must let me speak, miss. You must not speak first. I will ask you questions and you must answer.
Is it like the catechism then? Come then, ask me.
Do you think you can love me?
Yes!
Oh, bull pox! You must not say yes already. I shan't then care a farthing to do that in a twinkling.
What shall I say then?
You must say no, or believe it not, or I can't tell.
Why? Must I tell a lie?
Yes! If you are well-bred, all well-bred persons lie. Besides, you are a woman. You must never speak what you think. Your words must contradict your thoughts, but your actions may contradict your words. So, if I ask if you can love me, you must say no, but love me too. If I tell you that you are handsome, you must deny it and say that I flatter you. But you must think yourself more charming than I speak of you. And like me, for the beauty of which I say you have as much, if I hide it myself. And if I ask you to kiss me, you must be angry. But you must not refuse me. And if I ask you for more, you must be more angry. But more complying. And as soon as ever I'll make you cry out, you must be sure to hold your tongue.
Oh, Lord, I swear this is pure. I like this much more than the old-fashioned way of speaking one's mind. And must not you tell a lie too?
Yes, but you must believe I speak the truth.
Oh, Gemini, I always had a great mind to tell lies, but they frightened me and said it was a sin.
Well, my pretty miss, won't you make me happy by giving me a kiss?
No, indeed, I'm angry.
That was pretty well, but you should not have given it to me. You should have made me suffer to take it.
Well, we'll do it again.
With all my heart. Now, my little angel. Pitch! That's right. My charmer.
Oh, fine, nay, now I cannot avoid you.
Admirable. Well, if you had been born and bred in Covent Garden of all the days of your life. And now, my pretty creature, won't you show me where your bedchamber is?
No, indeed I won't. But I'll run there and hide me behind the curtain.
Oh, I'll follow you.
My hand, and you'll push me down as you come in.
No. I'll come in first and push you down afterwards.
Will you? Then I'll be more angry and more complying.
Oh, and then I'll make you cry out.
But I'll hold my tongue.
Oh, my dear ex-scholar.
Now I'll run there and make more haste than you.
You shall not fly so fast as I pursue. Sexual, heart-stopping, and arousing. All these words have never been used to describe Sir Sampson, other than by himself. A beautiful Angelica is cunning, intelligent, and reputable lady that seeks to make her lover, Valentine, jealous. If only Sir Sampson could help. I have not commands of a fair lady a great while. Madame, you have revived me. Not since I was 35.
Why, Sir Samson, you have no reason to complain. That was not long ago.
Oh, good zooks, but it is, madam, a very great while for a man that admires a fine woman as much as I do.
You're an absolute gorgeous, Sir Samson.
Oh, but you wrong me. I'm not so old, neither a bare courtier nor only a man of words. I have warm blood about me yet, and I can serve a lady any way. You wouldn't think a man old too soon. 50. Don't despise 50. 50 in a hell constitution is no such contemptible age.
50? Contemptible age? Not at all. A very fashionable age, I think. I assure you, I know very considerable beaux who set a good face upon 50. 50. I've seen 50 in a sidebox, candlelight, outblossom, 5 and 20.
Oh, pox on it! Piss on them! Piss on them, a mere outside! Piss on them! I am none of those. None of those false trees that pretend to blossom in the fall, yet bud when they should bring forth fruit in the spring. I am of a long-lasting race of inherent vigour. None of my family married till 50 yet. They begot sons and daughters till 80. I am of your patriarchs, of your long-lasting family friends of the antediluvium that the flood cannot wash away. But what about you, madam? Has any young rogue affronted you, and shall I cut his throat?
No, I've no quarrel upon my hands. I have more occasion for your conduct than your courage at this time. To tell you the truth, I am weary of living single and want a husband.
What's bud, and 'tis pity you should. What would she like me? Then I should hamper on my young rogues. Faith and troth, would she would. She's devilish handsome. Madam, you deserve a good husband. And 'tis pity that you should be thrown away about the town upon some of those young rogues. There's no one worth hanging on about. Piss on them! They never think beforehand of anything. They commit murder as if they commit matrimony, out of a frolic, ready to be hanged by the law or hanged the next morning. What so?
Therefore, I ask your advice, Sir Samson. I have fortune enough to make any man easy that I like. If there was such a thing as a young, agreeable man with a reasonable stock of good nature and sense, for I need have absolutely ignored them.
Madam, for you are hard to please. To find a man that is neither wit nor fool in the eye of the world is but a hard task. But faith and troth, madam, I admire you discreetly, for I hate both a wit and a fool.
She that marries a fool, Sir Samson, commits the reputation of her honesty or understanding to the censure of the world. And she that marries a very witty man submits both to the severity and insolent conduct of her husband. I should like a man of wit for a lover, but I would no more be his wife than his enemy, for his malice is too terrible consequence of aversions than his jealousy is of his love.
None of old Foresight sibyls have ever uttered such a truth. Madam, for you have won my heart, for I hate a wit. I had a son once that might have risen in that state, a good, hopeful lad until he was spoiled among them. And pox on it! His wits ran him out of his money, and his poverty ran him out of his wits.
As your friend, I must tell you, you are very much beautiful. He is no more mad than you are.
Oh, but how, madam? Would I could prove it?
I can tell you how it may be done, but it would make me appear too concerned in your affairs.
What's but I believe she likes me. Madam, all my affairs are scarce worthy to be laid at your feet, and I wish that they stood in a better posture to be offered at the shrine of your incomparable beauty. If I had Peru in one hand, and Mexico in the other, and the entire Eastern Empire at my feet, they would make only a victim to be offered at the shrine of your beauty.
Sir Samson!
Madam, I love you! Would you take advice on a husband?
Sir Samson, I asked you if I were a husband. You give me your consent. I was
Good Zooks! A most ingenious contrivance. But how, madam? Why must this match only be seemingly carried out? Odds buds, let it be real consent.
Oh, fie! What would the world say?
Why? They would say you were a wise woman and I a happy man. Madam, I'll love you as long as I live and leave you a good jointure with a duct.
Aye, but that is not in your power. But when Valentine confesses to his senses, he must make over his inheritance to his younger brother.
Odd, you are coming, a wary bagage. Madam, I admire you the better, but I warrant you, I have a proviso, an obligation in favour of myself. But I have a trick to turn the settlement in favour of our two bodies. Hotspot, let us find children and I'll find a estate.
Oh, will you? Well, do you find the estate and leave the other two me?
Oh, rogue, but I'll trust you. And is it real? Is it a match?
Let me consult my lawyer, and if what you propose is practicable, I will give you an answer.
With all my heart. Madam, come in with me and I'll lend you a box. You may consult with your lawyer and I'll consult with a parson. Odds bud, I am very young. Odds bud, I am very young and I'll make it appear. Odd, you're very handsome. Odds bud, you're devilish handsome and I'm very young and lusty. So I think we go well together. Odd, let me kiss your hand. Oh, 'tis as warm as it is soft as, Odso, as the other hand. Come, let me kiss him and mumble him until he melted.
Get up, Professor Bigger, before you're trying. You'll spend your estate before you cut it.
Oh, no, only a rent roll of my possessions. I warrant you for little Samson. You're wrong, Samson has been a strong and wise dog from the beginning. What?
Have a care, Sir Samson, and don't overact your heart. For if you remember, the strongest Samson of your name was an old house that went his head at last.
Say you so, hussy? Come, let us go then. Odds bud and I hope to be pulling down too. Odso! Here's somebody coming! Mr. Pinchwife is consumed with jealousy. He is in fear of being cockholed by the flirtatious Mr. Horner. To solve the problem, he gets his wife, Marjorie, to write a letter to the so-called fine gentleman.
Come, tell me, I say.
Oh, Lord, haven't I told it to you 100 times over?
How was it, baggage?
Oh, Lord, what pleasure you taking here in this
No,
shop.
you take more than telling, I find. But speak. How was it?
Oh, he carried me up into the house next to the exchange.
It was you two alone in the room?
Yes, for he said a while youth that was there for some dried fruit and China oranges.
It is so. Damn him for it. And
But
for...
presently came up the gentlewoman of the house.
That's as well she did, but what did he do when the fruit came?
Oh, he kissed me 100 times and told me he fainted a kiss from my fine sister, me, you know, but whom she said he loved with all his soul and bid her be sure to tell her so, and desired her to be at her window by 11 o'clock out this morning, and you'd walk under it at that time.
Yes, and he was true to his word, very punctual. A box to reward him for it.
And he said if you were not within, he'd come up to meet her, me, you know, but.
So he knew her certainly. But for this confession, I'm obliged to her simplicity. What? You stick very still when he kissed you?
Yes, I want you. Oh, would you have had me to stop myself?
Ah, you told me he did some beastliness to you, as you called it. What was it?
Why he put the tip of his tongue between my lips and so muscled me, and I said I'd bite it.
Can't just seize it, but for a dog!
You need not be so angry then.
Madame!
Say truly is the sweetest breath I ever.
You were satisfied then and would do it again! then?
Not unless he should force me.
Force you, Angelina. Tell you no woman can be forced.
Yes, but not such a man as he, for he's a proper, goodly, strong man. Too hard intelligent to resist him.
So, this plain she loves him, yet not enough love to conceal it from me, though the sight of him will increase her evasion for me and love for him. Come, fetch pen, paper, and ink out of the next room. Why is it women have more invention in love than men? It can only be because they have more soliciting power, more passion, more lust, and more of the devil. Come, Bing, sit them right.
What should I write for?
Well, I'll have you write a letter to your lover.
Gentlemen,
Yes, to the fine gentleman. Come, begin. Sir.
Shouldn't I say dear sir? You know one always says something more than just bare sir.
Write as I bid you, or you will provoke me.
Nay, good bud, sir.
That I suffered last night your nauseous loathed kisses and embraces.
Why should I say so? You know I told you at the sleeve.
I say take the pen and write or you provoke me!
Lord, what do you make a fool out of me for? Don't I know that letters are never written from the country into London and from London into the country? Now, he's in town, and I'm in town too, therefore I cannot write to him, you know.
Yes, you may when your husband bids you write a letter to people that are in town.
Oh, then I may so be satisfied.
I'll begin. Sir, though I suffered last night your nauseous loathed kisses and embraces. Go on. I would not have you presume that you shall ever repeat them. So,
I've read it.
on then. I then conceal myself from your knowledge to avoid your insolencies. The same reason now I am out of your hands.
So?
Makes me conceal to you my unfortunate, though innocent frolic of being in a man's clothes.
So?
That you may forevermore cease to pursue her who hates and detests you.
So?
Why do you sigh? Hates and detests you as much as she loves her husband and her honour.
Nay, husband, I believe you'll never believe such a letter.
What, you'd expect kinder from you? Come, your name only.
Well, shouldn't I say from your most faithful and humble servant till death?
Well, no tormenting thing. Go wrap it up now and write on the back side for Mr. Horner. Whilst I fetch candle and wax out of the next room.
For Mr. Horner. So I am glad he's told me his name. Dear Mr. Horner. But why would he have me send me such a letter that will vex me and make thee angry with me? Well, I will not send it. Ah, but then my husband will kill me. For it's plain to see. He won't let me love poor Mr. Horner. Ah, but then my husband, what care I for him? So I won't send this letter to poor Mr. Horner. Come what will on it. What if I read about him? My husband. Made me write it. He'll see it. Stay. What if I should write a letter like this one and wrap it up and write upon it too? Ah, but then my husband would see it. I don't know what to do. Stay. I will try. So I will. For I won't send this letter to poor Mr. Horner. Dear, sweet, poor, dear, sweet, poor, dear, sweet Mr. Horner. My husband would have me send you a base and rude, unmannerly letter, but I won't, so. I would have me say to you, I hate you, but I won't tell a lie for him. There. Well, I'm sure if we were at country of cards together, I could not help but treading on your toe under the table, so. Or rubbing knees with you and staring in your face till you saw me. So. But I must make haste, for here comes my husband.
It appears I have been detained by a sparkish coxcomb who pretended to visit me, but I feared 'twas my wife. Come, what have you done? Now come, let's see it then. Oh, what do you tremble for? Would you not have it go?
Oh,
It's better, but I warned you, you would not have it go now.
well. Oh, Lord, what's landing now? Oh, Lord, do you think me so arrogant fool I cannot seal a letter? Here, I'll take that.
Would you have it go now?
Here! I would, but now.
You're a good girl then. Come, let me lock you in your chamber. I tell you, if you don't cheat women, then they will cheat you. And unfair fraud is justly used within secret enemies of a wife, most dangerous.
This scene is from The Provoked Wife with Lady Brute and Belinda. Lady Brute is waiting for her husband to return and Belinda is keeping her company. And while waiting, they get into a discussion about men and sex.
Sure, it's late, Belinda. I begin to be sleepy.
Yes, 'tis near 12. Will you go to bed?
To bed, my dear. And by that time I'm falling into a sweet sleep, or perhaps sweet dream, which is better and better. Sir John will come home roaring drunk and be overjoyed he finds me in a condition to be disturbed.
Oh, you need not fear him. For he's in for the night. The servant said he's gone for a drink with my Lord Rake.
It is not very likely indeed such suitable company should part presently. Oh, what hogsmen turn, Belinda, when they grow weary of women.
Oh, and what owls they are, and soon we are fond of them.
They could be good enough because they are soft on our accounts.
Yes, they do provide us with a good share on't, for where there are no men in the world. Oh, my conscience.
Well, I am well enough pleased to see a man to look like an ass for me.
Aye, I'm pleased he should look like an ass too, that is. I'm pleased with myself for making him look so.
Naturally, if he'd find some other way to express his passion, it would be more to his advantage.
Yes, and then the women may like his passion and him too.
Yes, Belinda, after all, a woman's life would be but a dull business if 'twere not for men. And men that can look like asses too. We should never blame fate for the shortness of our days. Time would hang rushingly upon our hands.
Why, truly, they do provide us with a good share on't, for where there are no men in the world. Oh, my conscience. For I'll be saying my prayers though it was Sunday. For you know, one may go to church without stays on.
But don't you think emulation might do something? For every woman you see desires to be finer than her neighbour.
Yes, and then the men may like her better than her neighbour. No, at your fine petticoats, we should be wary of wearing them.
And at your place we should be wary of seeing them.
And at your Hyde Park, the dust would choke us.
And at your St. James walk-in would tire us.
And at your London, the smoke would stifle us.
And at your church, religion would never prevail with us.
Our confession is so very hearty, we merit absolution.
Not unless we go through with it and confess all. So pretty, for the ease of our consciences, let's hide nothing.
Agreed.
Why, then I confess that I love to sit in a fork. For if one sits behind these two acts gone, perhaps before one's found out, and while I'm there, if I perceive the men whispering or looking upon me, you must know I can offer my life for their thinking that they talk to my advantage, and that sets 1,000 tickling vanities on foot.
Ooh, just my case for all the world. But go on.
I watch with impatience for the next jest in the play, that I may laugh up and show my white teeth. If the play has been dull, or the jest be longer coming, I pretend to whisper one to my friend, and from thence I fall into a little short discourse in which I take occasions to show my face in all humours. Brisk, pleased, serious, melancholy, languishing. Not that what we say to one another causes any of these alterations, but
Please, don't bother yourself to explain. If I'm not mistaken, we've had many of these dialogues before now with the same intention.
well, Belinda, many people have these agreeable faces in their ears. Tell me the truth.
and I could never yet agree upon which face I should show when they burst out and say something nasty in a play. For all the men presently look at the women, so that's certain. So laugh we must not, though a stray's burst for it, but to look too serious is so dull, when the whole house is a-laughing.
Besides, looking serious must really betray our knowledge in a matter as much as laughing with the company would do.
I personally take the occasion to blow my nose.
You must blow your nose half off then in some place.
Well, why don't some reformer or other beat the poet to it?
Because he's not so sure of our private approbation as of our public thanks.
Yes, it's men's fantasy. There's obligers to. They say if we lose our modesty, we lose our charm, and yet it's that very modesty that is affection and rare that's our hypocrisy.
That's one of my things were a hard matter to please in the least. Yet our kind Mother Nature has given us something that makes amends for all. Let our weakness be what it will. Mankind will still be weaker, and whilst there is the world, 'tis women that will govern it. But prithee, one word of poor Constance before we go to bed. If it is but to, place the matter for dreams. Oh, dear swear, he's talking of me now, thinking of me at least.
And so
They'll be in the middle of his prayers.
And so he ought. I think for you were pleased to make him a good round advance today, madam.
Well, I have even played him enough to satisfy any reasonable woman. He has besieged me these 2 years to no purpose.
And if he besieged you 2 years or more, he'd be well enough paid so we'd have the plundering of you at last.
That may be, but I'm afraid the town won't be able to hold out much longer. But to confess the truth to you, Belinda, the town begins to grow mutinous.
Well, the sooner you captivate, the better.
Yet, methinks I would stay Fainall a little longer to see you fixed too. And then, why do you think your heart we should have a month's mind to you?
Ooh, why, Faith, I could almost be in love with him for despising that foolish, affected Lady Fanciful. But I'm afraid he's even too cold to warm himself up by the fire.
And he deserves to be roasted to death. Oh, were I were a man for your sake, my dear Prue.
Why, you'd wish yourself a woman again of your own if men were mistaken. But if I could make a conquest of this son of Bacchus and rival his bottles, well, what shall I do with him? He has no fortune, so marry him I shall not. And for you will not let me commit fornication.
Well, if you did, child, it would be but a good friendly part. It were only to keep me in countenance, whilst I commit you know what.
Well, I may please you in the future, or perhaps some other time as much to your satisfaction, but pray, how shall we contrive to see these blades again quickly?
We must, even happen make an appointment, twixt jest and earnest, to look like a frolic, and that, you know, is a very good thing to save women's blushes.
You advise well. Well, where shall it be?
In Spring Gardens. But they shall know of women till the women pull off their masks. For a surprise is the most agreeable thing in the world. I find myself in very good humours, ready to do them any good I can think of.
Oh, we should write them the billet at once, without further delay.
Let's go into your chamber now, and whilst you say a prayer, I'll do it, child.
Young Bellair and Harriet are betrothed to one another. Young Bellair is in love with another woman, and Harriet is not inclined to marry him either. To their delight, they are both disclosed in this scene that neither of them intend to marry, so they decide to forge a plan to mislead their parents.
What generous resolution are you making, madame?
Only to be disobedient, sir.
Let me join hands with you in that.
With all my heart. I never thought I would have given you mine so willingly. Here I, Harriet,
And I, Harriet,
do solemnly protest
and vow,
that I with you
and I with you,
will never marry a match.
And no match. How do you like this indifference now?
You expect I should take it ill, I see.
But it's not unnatural for you women to be a little angry if you miss a conquest, though you would slight a poor man were he in your power.
There are some, it may be, have an eye like Bartholomew, big enough for the whole fair. But I am none of the number, and you may keep your gingerbread. 'Twill be more acceptable to the lady whose dear image it wears, sir.
I must confess, madame, but you came a day after the fair.
You own then you are in love.
I do.
Your confidence is generous, and in return I could almost find it
in my heart to let you know my inclinations.
Are you in love?
Yes, with this dear town. To that degree I can scarce enjoy the country, landscapes and in hangings.
What a dreadful thing 'twould be to be hurried back to Hampshire.
Oh, name it not!
Oh, as for us, I find we shall agree well enough. Would we could do something to deceive the grave people?
Could we delay their proceedings? 'Twere well. Reprieve's a good step towards the getting of a pardon.
Now, if we give the game over, we are undone. What think you of playing it on Voltaire?
What do you mean?
Pretending to be in love with one another, to make some dilatory excuses we may fain pass the better.
Let us do it. If it be but for the dear pleasure of dissembling.
Can you play your part?
I know not what is love, but I have made pretty remarks by being now and then where lovers meet. Where did you leave their gravities?
In the next room, your mother was centering on modern gallant.
Peace, here they come. Let me lean against this chaise and look bashfully down upon my fan, where you, like an amorous spark, modishly entertain me. See yourself.
They have not proved their acquaintance.
Oh, don't they have? Let's sit back and observe.
Now, for look and gestures that may persuade a man to say all the passionate things imaginable.
Your head, a little more on one side. Ease your left leg and play with your right hand.
Thus, is it not?
Now set your right leg firmly on the ground. Adjust your bouts and look about you.
Oh, a little more exercising will make me perfect.
Smile and turn to me very sparkish. With all my heart.
In one motion, play with your fan. Roll your eyes and then settle a kind look upon me.
So,
Now spread it, look down upon it, and tell the sticks with a finger.
very modish.
Now clap your hand up to your bosom, pull down your gown, shrug a little, draw up your breasts, and let them fall again gently with a sigh. Or two.
By the good instructions you give me, I suspect you for one of those malicious observers who watch people's eyes and from innocent looks make scandalous conclusions.
I know, son. Indeed. Who out of mere love to mischief are as vigilant as jealousy itself, and will give you an account of every glance that passes at the play in the circle.
'Twould not be amiss to seem a little pleasant.
Clap your fan in both your hands, snatch it to your mouth and smile, and with a lively motion fling your body a little forwards. So, now spread it, fall back in the sun, cover your face with it, and burst out into a loud laughter. Take up, look grave, and fall fanning on yourself. Oh, admirably well acted.
I think I'm pretty apt at these matters.
Oh, God, I like this well.
This promises something.
Come, there is love in this, a dod there is. What say you, young lady?
Sir, you expect us to fall in love at first sight as gamecock spite? A dog, you're unreasonable.
The following scene is taken from the relapse. Tom Fashion has decided to pay his older brother, Lord Foppington, a visit. He hopes to borrow some money as he finds himself in debt.
Brother, your servant. How do you find yourself today?
So well that I've ordered my coach to the door, so there's no great thing as death is bound to town.
I'm very glad of it.
Perhaps I believe it's a lie. Really, Town, tell me one thing. Did not your heart kind of came up to your mouth when you heard I was ran through the body?
Why, do you think it should?
Because mine did so when I heard my father was shot through the head.
It ended very ill.
You do, I so?
Because he used you very well.
Well! Oh, strike me dumb. He starved me. He has let me want 1,000 women for want of 1,000 pounds.
Then he hindered you from making a great many ill bargains, for I think that no woman that is worth money will take money.
If I were a younger brother, I should think so too.
Why, is it possible to value a woman that's to be bought?
Really? Why not as well as a 10 leg?
Because a woman has a heart to
Look you, Tam. Of all things that belong to a woman, I have an aversion to her heart. For when once a woman has given you her heart, you can never get rid of the rest of her body.
This is a strange doctrine. But pray, in your own amours, how is it with your own heart?
Why, my heart in my maws is like my heart out of my maws, on a glass. My belly Tam's watch, and my heart the pendulum to it. Whilst the finger runs round every hour in the circle, that still beats at the same time.
Then you are seldom much in love.
Never stab my vitals.
Why then did you make all this bustle about Amanda?
Because she was a woman of insolent virtue, and I thought myself piqued and wanted to watch her.
Very well. Here's a rare fellow for you, to have the spending of £5,000 a year. But now, for my business with it. Brother, though I know to talk to you of money is a theme not quite so entertaining as that of the ladies, my necessities are such. I hope you'll have the patience to hear me.
The greatness of your necessities, Sam, are the worst arguments in the world for your being patiently heard. I do believe you are going to make me a very good speech, but strike me down, it has the worst beginning of any speech I've heard this 12 months.
I'm very sorry you think so.
I do believe all hard. But come, let's know thy affair quickly, for 'tis a new play, and I shall be so rumpled and squeezed with pressing through the crowd to get to my servant. Women will think I've lain all night in my clothes.
Why then, I may not be the author of so great a misfortune. My case in a word is this. The necessary expenses of my travels have so much exceeded the wretched income of my annuity, I've been forced to mortgage it for £500, which is spent. So that unless you're so kind to assist me in redeeming it, I know no remedy but to go and take a purse.
Why, faith, Tam, to give you my sense of the thing, I do think taking a purse is the best remedy in the world. For if you succeed, you are relieved that way. If you are taken, you are relieved the other.
I'm so glad to see you in so pleasant a humour. I hope I shall see the effects on it.
Why, then, do you really think it is a reasonable thing I should give you £500?
I do not ask it as a Jew, brother. I am willing to receive it as a favour.
Oh, I'm willing to receive it anyhow. Strike me speechless. But these are damn times to give money in. Taxes are so great, repairs so exorbitant, tenants such rogues, and periwigs so dear that the devil take me. I have been reduced to that extremity in my caste that I have been forced to retrench in that one article of sweet power till I have brought it down to 5 guineas a month. Now judge, Tam, whether I can spare you £500.
If you can't, I must starve. That's all. Damn him!
All I can say is you should have been a better husband.
Oh, if you can't survive upon 500 a year, how do you expect me to run over 200?
Don't give it passion, Tam. For passion is the most unbecoming thing in the world these days. Look, you, I don't love to say anything to make you melancholy, but upon this occasion I must take leave to put you in mind that a running horse does require more attempts than a coach horse. Nature has made some difference twixt you and I.
Yes, she has made you older. Pox, take up!
That is my own town.
Why? What else is there?
Ask the ladies.
Thou essence bottle, thou muscat! Dost thou think there was any advantage of me than what fortune has given me?
I do stab my vitals.
Now, by all that's great and powerful, thou art the prince of coxcombs.
Sir, I am proud of being at the head of so prevailing a party.
Oh, nothing then provoke thee! Draw, coward!
Look you, Tam. You know I have always taken you for a mighty dull fellow, and here is one of the foolishest plans to break out that I have seen in a long time. Your poverty makes your life so burdensome to you, you would provoke me to a quarrel in hopes to slip through my lungs into my estate, or to run yourself through the guts to lend your pain. But I will disappoint you in both your designs. For, with the temper of a philosopher and the discretion of a statesman, I will go to the play with my sword in my scabbard.
snuff box. Now, conscience, I defy thee. Laurie! The next scene is from the Gentleman Dancing Master. Here we have Prue, who is trying to seduce the acclaimed dandy, Monsieur de Paris.
What so well? I have lessons enough for this time, little dancing master. I will have no more, lest the multiplicities of them forget them. Da Prue, art thou there? And so pensive. What art thou thinking of?
Well, indeed, I'm ashamed to tell your worship.
What, ashamed? Were thou thinking of my beastliness?
No, but I'm forced to tell your worship in my own vindication.
Well, come then.
Nay, indeed, I'm ashamed that I am. There is nothing but a dream I had of your sweet worship last night.
Of my sweet worship. What was it?
Would you have me so impudent?
Impudent. Nay, but I cannot guess.
'Tis always so for want of the men's guessing. The poor women are forced to be impudent. But I'm still ashamed.
I will know it. Speak.
Why then me thoughts last night? You came up into my chamber in your shirt when I was in bed. And as you might easily do, as I have never locked my door, now I warrant him as red as my petticoat.
Now you are as yellow as thou wert.
Yellow, sir.
Aye, but come, let's hear the dream out.
Well, why can't you guess the rest now?
No, I cannot guess, but prithee, let's know the rest.
But can't you guess in earnest?
No, not I vow and I swear.
Not guess yet. Why then me thoughts last night? You came to bed to me. Oh, now I'm as red as my petticoat again. Nay, now I know by your worship's laughing. You may guess what you did. I'm sure that I'll find out and wait all your tears with these words in my mouth. You have undone me. You haven't done me. Your worship has undone me.
Then you winked and realized it was but a dream.
Quite lively. Well, I know not whether 'twas a dream or no. But if you were not there, well, I'll undertake you may come when you will. Do anything to me you will, as I sleep so fast.
No, I don't believe it.
Well, indeed, you may, your worship.
It cannot be.
Insensible beast! He would not understand me yet, and one would think I speak plain enough.
Prue, what art thou thinking of?
Of the dream! Whether it were a dream or no.
It was a dream, I warrant thee.
Was it? I'm hugest glad it was a dream.
Aye, it was a dream, and I am hugest glad it was a dream too.
But now I have told your worship, will my door have neither lock nor latch to it? Well, if you should be so naughty as to come one night and prove the dream too, well, I should be so afraid of that.
Well, if you do not want to shame thyself, poor wench, I will lock my door fast every night.
But, so this way off I will not do. I must come roundly and downright to the business, like other women, like all...
Oh, the dancing master!
I have something to say to you in your ear which I am ashamed to say out loud.
One moment. Oh, Prue, pretty be gone. Go see your dancing
Nay,
master.
pray hear me, sir.
No, pretty be gone.
Nay, I beseech your worship, hear me.
Pretty be gone, Prue.
Shrewsbury, where we are introduced to a very confident and royal Captain Plume, who has just arrived at the town, and is hoping of good news from Kite, who has had the job of recruiting men for him, however, since previous recruits being of poor value.
"120 miles in 30 hours. Pretty smart riding."
Oh. Welcome to Shrewsbury, noble captain. From the banks of the Danube to the Seven Sides, noble captain, you're welcome.
Very reception indeed, Mr. Kite. I find you're fairly entered into the cruising straight. Pray with success.
Sir, I have been here for a week, and I have recruited 5.
5? Pray, what are those?
I have listed a strong man from Kent, the king of the gypsies, a Scotch peddler, a scoundrel attorney, and a Welsh parson.
Attorney? What thou mad, Mr. Lawyer? Discharge him this minute.
Why, sir?
Because I'll have nobody in my company that can write. Fellows that can write can draw petitions. I'd say this minute, discharge him.
And what should I do with the parson?
Well, can he write?
He rarely plays upon the fiddle.
Keep him by all means. How stands the country affected? Were the people pleased at the news of my coming to town?
Sir, the mob was so pleased with your honour, and the justices and better sort of people were so pleased with me that we shall soon do our business. But sir, there's a recruit here that you think little of. Who? One that you beat up last time. Coming to the country.
No, do you remember your old friend Molly at the castle?
She wasn't with child, I hope.
No. She was brought to bed yesterday.
Kite, you must father the child.
Oh. And then her friends will oblige me to marry the mother.
And if they do, we could take her with us.
She can wash, you know, and take a bed up on occasion.
I wouldn't make a bit upon occasion.
How many?
Well, I can't say readily. I've left them here on the back from that little stool. Now let me see. Infamous Mistress Sheely Snaker Eyes. She sells potatoes upon Ormond Quay in Dublin. Peggy Guzley, the brandy woman at the Horse Guard at Whitehall. Dolly Wagon, the carrier's wife at Hull. Van Bottenflat at Deep Boost. And then Jenny Oakham, the ship carpenter's widow. But I wouldn't recommend upon her because she's already married to 2 lieutenants, marines, and a man of war's boat swim.
They are full company. You have named 5. Come, make them half a dozen, Kite. Is the child a boy or a girl?
A chopping boy.
Then set the mother down in your list and the boy in mine. And to him a grenadier by the name of Francis Kite, absent upon furlough. I'll offer you a man's pay for his subsistence, and I'll go comfort the wench in the straw.
I shall, sir.
But hold! Have you made any use of the German doctor's habits since you arrived?
Yes. Yes, sir. And my fame is all about the country for the most fearful fortune teller to ever tell a lie. But I was obliged to let the landlord into the secret, however, for the convenience of keeping it so. But he's an honest fella. I'll be obliged to any roguery trusted upon him. Sir, this device will get you men and me money, which I think is all we want at present. Yonder comes your friend, Mr. Worthy. Has John got any other commands?
None at present.
There will now be a 10-minute interval. Thank you. He's going for it to stand outside of the tent, have one of the tents.
Sorry.
I've just made it look.
Break the fourth wall, tweak the cancer. And like every time something difficult happens, oh, he's not the Robbie in the bathroom, saying what's going on. Just go to a random cell, everybody, even though he's going to play poker, play with you. It's like really weird. It's cold as a carriage film. Yeah, it's good, yeah, I guess. Now it's filmed it. They've got one like it's work. And it makes it wow. Yeah, definitely great out there. What? What movie? No, we're talking about films yesterday. No, it wasn't really like what? What movie? What film? Oh, Equalizer. Did you watch it? No, watch it. Watch it tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, as in the barriers of the two barriers. I have done it. I've different options. It's bad. Just say
You might do. That's it.
Make it stop.
You can't actually be avoiding
Right, you know what?
You're definitely going to find it.
Yeah.
I was like, if I've got to join the team, I'm joining this team. Social experiment. How do you do it?
This scene is from the recruiting officer. With Worthy's heart in turmoil, he attempts to find comfort in his old friend Plume. Plume is as boisterous and unhelpful as ever, using his experience with women. Plume directs Worthy and then on the steps he should take.
What? Arms across, Worthy! Methinks I should hold them open when a friend is so near. The man has got the vapours in his ears, I believe. I must expel this melancholic spirit. Spleen, the worst of fiends below. Fly, I conjure thee by this magic blow.
Plume, my dear captain, welcome. A safe and sound return.
I escaped safe from Germany and sound I hope from London. You see, I have lost neither a leg, arm, nor nose. And for my insides, why, 'tis neither troubled with sympathies nor antipathies. And I've an excellent stomach for roast beef.
Thou art a happy fellow. I was once so.
No inundations nor earthquakes in Wales, I hope. Is your father rose from the dead to reassume his estate?
No.
Then you're married, surely?
No.
Then you're mad, or turning Quaker?
Come, I must out with it. Your once gay roving friend has dwindled into an obsequious, thoughtful, romantic, constant coxcomb.
And pray, what is all this for?
For a woman.
Ah, shake hands, brother! You tell to behold me as thoughtful, as obsequious, and as constant a coxcomb as your worship.
For who?
For a regiment. But for a woman, as death. I have been constant to 15 at a time. But never melancholy for one. Can the love of one bring you into this pickle? Pray, who is this miraculous Helen?
A Helen indeed. Not to be won under a 10-year siege. As great a beauty as great a jilt.
A jilt? Poor. Is she a great whore?
Oh, no.
Oh, 'tis 10,000 pities. But who is she? Do I know her?
Very well.
Impossible. I know not a woman who would hold up a 10-year siege.
What think you of Melinda?
Melinda? Why, she began to capitulate this time 12 a month, and offered to surrender upon honourable terms, and I advised you to propose a settlement of £500 when I last went abroad.
I did, and she hearkened to it, desiring only 1 week to consider.
When, beyond her hopes, the town was relieved, and I forced to turn my siege into a blockade.
Explain.
My Lady Richley, her aunt in Flintshire, dies, and leaves her at this critical time £20,000.
What a delicate woman was there spoilt. But by the rules of war now, the blockade was foolish. After such a convoy of provisions was entered the place, you should have no thought of reducing it by famine. You should have redoubled your attacks, taken the town by storm, or died upon the breach.
I did make one general assault and pushed it with all my forces, but I was so vigorously repulsed that, despairing of ever gaining her for a mistress, I have altered my conduct, given my addresses the obsequious and distant turn, and caught her now for a wife.
So you grew obsequious, and she grew haughty, and because you treated her like a goddess, she used you like a dog.
Exactly.
Just the way. Oh, come, Worthy. You must not think to surmount her pride by your humility. To bring her to greater thoughts than you, she must be reduced to a mean opinion of herself. Now, let me see. The very first thing I would do would be to lie in her chambermaid with her, and hire 3 or 4 wenches from the neighbourhood to tell them I've got child with them. You say we lampooned all the pretty women in town and left her out, hmm? Or perhaps we made a ball and forgot to invite her with 1 or 2 of the ugliest.
These would be mortifications, I must confess. But we live in such a dull, precise place that we can have no balls, no lampoons, no...
What? No bastards! And with so many recruiting officers in town, I thought it was maxim among them to leave as many recruits in the country as they carry out.
Nobody doubts your good work, my noble captain, in serving your country with your best blood. Witness your friend Molly at the castle. There have been tears and talk about that business, Captain.
I hope Sylvia's not heard of it.
No, sir. Have you remembered her? I began to fancy you forgot poor Sylvia.
Yeah, your affair to put mine quite out of head. It is true. I and Sylvia once agreed to go to bed together. Could we have adjusted the preliminaries? She was for the wedding before consummation, whereas I was for consummation before the wedding. We could not agree. She was a pert, obstinate fool, and would lose her maidenhead her own way.
But do you intend to marry upon no other conditions?
Your pardon, sir. I'll marry upon no conditions at all. I'm resolved to never bind myself to a woman until I've enjoyed her company for half an hour. Say I married a woman who wanted a leg. Hmm? Such a thing might be until I examine the goods beforehand. If people tried one another's constitutes before they engage, it would prevent all these elopements, divorces, and devil knows what.
Nay, for that matter, the town did not stick to
I
say
hate country towns for that reason. If your town has a dishonourable thought of Sylvia, it deserves to be burnt to the ground. I love Sylvia. I admire her frank, generous disposition. There's something in that girl that's more than a woman. Her sex is but a foil to her. The ingratitude, envy, pride, avarice, and vanity of her sister females do set off contraries in her. In short, why, once a general, I would marry her.
Nay, for were you but a corporal, she would marry you. But my Melinda coquettes it with every fellow she sees. I'll lay £50 that she makes love to you.
And I'll lay £50 if she returns. Come, Worthy, I'll win her and give it to you after.
This scene is taken from the recruiting officer, where Melinda is visited by her cousin Sylvia, but to Sylvia's dismay realizes that she is not the same cousin she had grown up with.
Welcome to the town, Cousin Sylvia. Oh. I envied you your retreat in the country. For Shrewsbury, methinks, and all your heads of shires are the most irregular places for living. Here we have smoke, noise, scandal, affectation, and pretension. In short, everything to give the spleen and nothing to divert it. Then the air is intolerable.
I've heard the town commended for its air.
But you don't consider, Sylvia, how long I have lived in it. For I can assure you, to a lady the least nice in her constitution, no air is good above half a year. Change of air I take to be the most agreeable in any variety of life.
As you say, Cousin Belinda, there are several sorts of airs. Airs in conversation, airs in behaviour, airs in dress. And then we have our quality airs, our sickly airs, our reserved airs, and sometimes our impudent airs.
Sure! I call the very air we breathe, or more properly, of that we taste. Have you not, Sylvia, found a vast change in the difference of airs?
Pray, cousin, are not vapours a sort of air? Taste air? You might as well tell me I feed upon air. But prithee, my dear, do not put on such airs to me. Your education and mine were both the same, and I remember a time where we needn't trouble our head about such airs. But when the sharp air from the Welsh mountain made our noses drop, in the cold morning at the boarding school.
Our education is but our temperaments had nothing alike. You had the constitution of a horse.
So is to be troubled with neither spleen nor colic. I need no salt for my stomach, nor hartshorn for my head, nor wash for my complexion. I can gallop all the morning after hunting horn, and all the evening after a fiddle. In short, I can do everything my father could except drink and shoot flying. And I'm sure I could do everything my mother could were I put to the trial.
Well, you're in a fair way to be put to it. I'm told your captain has come to town.
Aye, Melinda, he has come, and I shall make sure he shan't go without a companion.
You're certainly mad, cousin.
And there is a pleasure, sure in being mad, but none which madmen know.
Thou poor romantic Quixote! Hast thou the vanity to imagine that a young sprightly officer who rambles over half a globe in half a year can confine his thoughts to a daughter of a little country justice in an obscure corner of the world?
What care I for his thoughts? I should not like a man with confined thoughts. It shows a narrowness of soul. Constancy is but a dull sleep quality at best, and they'll hardly admit it among manly virtues, nor does it deserve a place amongst bravery, knowledge, policy, justice, and other qualities proper to that noble sex. In short, Melinda, I think a petticoat a mighty simple thing, and I'm heartily tired of my sex.
That is, you are tired of an appendix to our sex that you can't so handsomely get rid of in petticoats if you were in breeches. My conscience, Sylvia! If thou hadst been a man, thou had been the greatest rake in Christendom.
I should endeavour to know the world, which a man can never do thoroughly without 100 friendships and as many amours. But now that I think on't, how stands your affair with Mr. Worthy?
He is my aversion.
Vapors!
What do you say, madam?
I say, you should not use that honest fellow so inhumanely. He is a gentleman of parts and fortune, and besides that, he is my Plume's friend, and by all that's sacred, if you do not use him better, I shall expect satisfaction.
Satisfaction? You think of yourself in breeches in good earnest. Well, but to be plain with your sister, I like Worthy the worst for being so intimate with your captain, for I take him to be a loose, idle, unmannerly coxcomb.
Oh, madam, you never knew him. Perhaps since you were mistress of £20,000, the only time you knew him is when you were capitulating with Worthy for a settlement, which perhaps might have encouraged him to act a little loose and unmannerly with you.
What do you mean, madam?
My meaning needs no interpretation, madam.
Better ahead, madam, for methinks you're too plain.
If you mean the plainness of my person, then I think your ladyship as plain as me to the full.
Oh, were I assured of that, I'd be glad to take over the rake helicopter as you do.
Again, look here, madam. You are in your own house.
And if you had kept in yours, I would have excused you.
Do not be troubled, madam. I do not require to have my visit returned.
The sooner, therefore, you make an end of this, the better.
I am easily advised to follow my inclination.
And
So, madam, your humble servant.
Saucy thing!
Pinchwife is a very jealous man that is easily antagonized by his wife Marjorie Pinchwife. Marjorie's naive nature leads him to attend an event the previous night, disguised as a man with her husband's permission. She flirts heavily with Mr. Horner, who Pinchwife detests, and is keen to find out what happened at the event.
Come, tell me, I say.
Oh, Lord, haven't I told you 100 times over?
Come, how was it, baggage?
Oh, Lord, what pleasure you take to hear it, sure.
No, you take more in telling it, I find. Well, speak, how was it?
He carried me up into the house next to the exchange.
Oh, so you were only in the...
Yes, for he sent away youth that was there for some dried fruit and China oranges. And presently came up the gentlewoman of the house.
It was well she did, but what did he do while the fruit came?
He kissed me 100 times and told me how he fancied my fine sister, meaning me, you know, who he loved with all his soul, and bid me tell her so, and to desire her to be at her window by 11 o'clock this morning, and he would walk under at this time.
And he was as good as his word. Very punctual. A pox reward him for
Well,
it.
he said if you were not within, you'd come and see her. Me, you know, but still.
So she knew him, certainly. But for this confession, I'm obliged to her simplicity. But Carl, you stood very still when he kissed you.
Yes, I warrant you. What? Would you let me discover it myself?
You said he did some beastliness to you, as you called it. What was it?
Why he took his tongue between my lips and so muscled me, and I said I'd bite it.
Seize it for a dog.
Oh, yes, but you need not be so angry with him. But to say truth, he is the sweetest breath I ever knew.
The devil! You enjoyed it, did you? You'll do it again.
Not unless he should force me.
Force you changing? I tell you, no woman can be forced.
Oh, but he made sure for one as such as he, for him. Goodly, strong man. It is hard, let me tell you, to resist him.
So, 'tis plain she loves him, yet not enough love to have her conceal it from me. The sight of him will increase her aversion for me and love for him. Come, fetch penny and paper from the next room.
Yes, bud.
Why must women have more invention in love than men? It can only be because they have more desires, more soliciting passions, more lust, and more of the devil. Come, Meg, sit down and write.
What should I write for?
I will have to write a letter to your lover.
Oh, Lord! To the fine gentleman!
Yes, to the fine gentleman.
But Lord, do but jeer. Sure you guess.
I am not so many. Come, write as I bid you. Take the pen and write, or you'll provoke me.
Oh, Lord! What do you make a fool of me for? Don't I know that letters are never written, but from the country to London, and from London into the country? Now, I'm in town, and he's in town too. Therefore, I can't write to him, you know.
Can when your husband permit you to write to other persons in the town?
Oh. May I so? Then I'm satisfied.
Come. Sir.
Shan't I write, dear sir? I mean, one says always something more than bare sir.
Write as I bid you, or I will write whore in your face with this knife!
Nay, good bud. Sir.
Though I suffered last night your nauseous, loathed kisses and embraces. Write.
Nay, why should I so? For I told you he has a sweet breath.
Right.
Let me but put out low.
Right, I say!
Oh then.
Let's see what you write. Though I suffered last night your kisses and embraces, thou impudent creature! Well is nauseous and loath!
I can't abide to write such filthy words.
Come right as I'd have you, and question it not, or I will spoil thy writing with this. I will stab out those eyes that cause I will. So, though I suffered last night your nauseous and loathed kisses and embraces, go on. Yet I will not have you presume that you should ever repeat them, so.
I have written it.
On then. Shield myself from your knowledge to avoid your insolence. So? Then, continuing on, I shall forevermore cease to pursue her who hates and detests you.
So...
But why do you sigh? Detests you as much as she loves her husband and her honour.
Oh, vow, husband, he will never believe such a letter.
What? He'd expect a kinder from you? Come now, your name only.
Shan't I write your most faithful, humble servant till death?
No tormenting fiend! Come, wrap it up while I fetch wax and a candle. And write on the back side, for Mr. Horner.
For Mr. Horner. Oh, so I'm glad he's told me his name. Dear Mr. Horner. But why should I send thee a letter that will vex thee and make thee angry with me? Well, I will not send it. I will not send poor Mr. Horner such a letter. Oh, but then my husband. What if I writ at bottom? My husband made me write it. Then my husband would see it. I don't know what to do, but I will try. Dear I know. If you and I were together in the country at cards, I could not have spread on your time under the table, all rubbing knees with you and staring in your face with your cork. Now he's told me to write letters. You shall receive longer ones from me. Dear Miss Fainall. Your most faithful and humble servant till my till death, Marjorie Pinchwife. By her father, where she meets Archer, a beau pretending to be a footman.
What a rogue is my father! My father, I deny it. My mother was a good, generous, free-hearted woman, and I can't tell how far her good nature might have extended for the good of her children. This landlord of mine, I think I can call him no more, will betray his guests and depart his daughter into the bargain. Oh, by a footman too.
What the?
Oh!
Pray, mistress, is so happy to be the subject of your contemplation.
Whoever he is, friend, he'll be but little the better for it.
I hope so. For I'm sure you did not think of me.
I suppose I had.
Why? Then, you are but even with me. The moment I walked in, I was considering in what manner I should make love to you.
Love to me, friend?
Child.
Child manners, if you kept a little more distance about you, friend, it would become you much better.
Distance. Good night, sore spot.
A pretty fellow, eh? I like his pride. So pray, sir, you see, sir, I have the credit to be entrusted with your master's fortune here, which sets me a degree above his footman. I hope so you aren't affronted.
Let me look you full in the face, and I'll tell you whether you can affront me or no. It's a death child! You have a pair of delicate eyes, and you don't know what to do with them.
Oh, I say, don't I see everybody?
Aye, but if some women had them, they would kill everybody. Prithee, instruct me. I would fain make love to you, but I don't know what to say.
Oh, I say, did you never make love to anybody before?
Never to a person of your figure. I can assure you, madam, my addresses have always been confined to people within my own sphere. I've never aspired so. Hi. Before. You look so bright, and you dress so tight, that a man would swear that you're right, with arms laid over. Such an every wet which makes each guest a lover. Since then, my dear, I am your guest. Prithee, give me of the best of what is ready dressed. Since then, my dear.
What can I think of this man? Will you give me that song, sir?
Aye, take it while it's warm. Oh! Death and fire! Her lips are like honeycomb.
Oh, and I wish you had been beaten too to have stung you for your impudence!
Oh, there have been a swarm of cupids, my little Venus. Then have you done the business much better?
This fella. Oh, he's mystic on as well as I am. What's your name, sir?
Name? Egad, I forgot it. Master.
Oh,
Martin's parish?
And what was your father?
St. Martin's
And
parish.
I pray good night.
I hope not.
You may depend upon it.
Upon what?
That you're very impudent.
That you are very handsome.
That you're a footman.
That you're an angel.
I shall be rude.
So shall I.
Let go of
Give
my
me
hand.
a kiss.
Jenny! Jenny!
My father calls! You plaguey devil, how dare you stop my breast though? Offer to follow me one step more.
A fair challenge by this light. This is a great opening for an adventure. But we are knight errants, and so no fortune! Go, go!
Hold on a minute. Sir Sampson has playfully hinted to Mr. Foresight that his wife might not be faithful. Foresight threatened to break the marriage agreement. Here Miss Foresight and Mistress Frail reveal their knowledge of each other's indiscretions.
What have you to do to watch me? Slife, I'll do what I please.
You will?
Yes, marry will I. Great piece of business to go to Covent Garden Square in a hackney coach and take a turn with one's friend.
Nay, 2 or 3 turns, I'll take my oath.
Well, what if I took 20? I warrant if you had been there, it had only been innocent recreation. Lord, where's the comfort of this life if we can't have the happiness of conversing where we like?
But can't you converse at home? I own it. I think there is no happiness like conversing with an agreeable man. I'm not quarrelling that, nor do I think but your conversation was very innocent. But the place is public, and to be seen with a man in a hackney coach is scandalous. What if anybody else saw you alive as I did? How can anybody be happy while they are in perpetual fear of being seen and censured? Besides, it will not only reflect upon you, sister, but me.
Pooh, here's a clutter. Why would it reflect upon you? I don't doubt you have thought yourself happy in a hackney coach before now. Now, if you had gone to Knightsbridge, or to Chelsea, or to Spring Garden, or Barn Elm, something might have been said.
Why was I ever in any of these places? What do you mean, sister?
Was I? What do you mean?
You have been at a worse place.
I? At a worse place? And with a man?
I suppose you will not go alone to the world's end.
The world's end? What do you mean to banter me?
Oh, poor innocent. You don't know that there's a place called the world's end. I'll swear you can keep your countenance purely. You'd make an admirable player.
I'll swear you have a great deal of impudence, and in my mind, too much for the stage.
That's all well. That way we'll see who has the most. You never were at the world's end.
No.
You deny it positively to my face.
Your face? What's your face?
Oh, no matter for that, it's as good a face as yours.
Not by a dozen years wearing. But I do deny it positively to your face, then.
I'll allow you to find fault with my face, for I'll swear your impudence has put me out of countenance. But look you here, sister. Where did you lose this gold bodkin? Oh, sister, sister!
My bodkin?
Nay, 'tis yours, look at it.
Well, if you were to go to that, where did you find this bodkin? Oh, sister, sister every way.
Oh, devil on it that I cannot discover her without betraying myself.
I have heard gentlemen say, sister, that one should take great care when one makes a thrust in fencing, not to lie open oneself.
It's very true, sister. Well, since all's out, and as you say, since we are both wounded, let us do what is often done in duels. Take care of one another and grow better friends than before.
With all my heart. Ours are but slight flesh wounds, and if we keep him from air, not at all dangerous. Now, give me your hand in token of sisterly secrecy and affection.
Here, 'tis with all my heart.
Well, as an earnest of friendship and confidence, I'll acquaint present you with the design that I have, to tell truth and speak openly to one another. I'm afraid that the world has observed us far more than we have observed one another. You have a rich husband and are provided for. I am at a loss and have no great stock of fortune or reputation. Therefore, I must look sharply about me. Sir Sampson has a son that is expected tonight, and by the account I have heard his education can be no conjurer. The estate, you know, is to be made over to him. Now, if I could wheedle him, sister, huh? You understand me?
I do, and will help you to the utmost of my power. And I can tell you one thing that falls out luckily enough. My awkward daughter-in-law, who you know is designed to be his wife, is grown fond of Mr. Tattle. Now, if we can improve that to make her have an aversion for the booby, I think it could go a great way towards his liking of you. Oh look, here they come together. Let's contrive some way or other to leave them alone together.
Incontently, madam.
No new sheriff's wife expects the return of her husband after knighthood with that impatience in which Sir Roland burns for the dear hour of kissing your ladyship's hands after dinner.
Frippery! Superannuated frippery! I will fripper the villain. I will have him hanged, reduced to frippery and rags. A tattered rebellion. I hope to see him hung with tatters like a long lame pantyhose or a gibbeted thief. Slender mouthed railer. I warrant this the whole court upon a birthday, or his fortune reduced.
I hope to see him lodge in Ludgate first and angle into Blackfriars for brass farthings with an old mitten.
Oh, dear foible. Thank me for that, dear foible. He has put me out of all patience. I shall never recompose my features to receive Sir Roland with any economy of face. The wretch has threatened me that I'm absolutely decayed. Look, foible.
Your ladyship has frowned a little too rashly indeed, madam. There are some cracks discernible in the white barn.
Let me see the glass. Cracks, seest thou? I am hardly flayed. I look like an old peeled wall. Thou must repair me, foible, before Sir Roland comes, or I shall never keep up to my picture.
I warrant you, madam. A little art once made you like your picture, and now a little of the same art must make your picture like you. Your picture must sit for you, madam.
Well, art thou sure Sir Roland will not fail to come? Or will he not fail when he does come? Will he be importunate, foible, and push? For if he shall not be importunate, I shall never break the quorums. I shall die with confusion if I'm forced to advance. Oh no, I could never advance. I shall swoon if he should expect advances. No, I hope Sir Roland is of better breed than to put a lady to the necessity of breaking her forms. Is he handsome?
A little scorn becomes your ladyship, madam.
Yes, but tenderness becomes me best. Sort of dyiness. This picture, you see, foible, has a sort of a swimminess in the eyes. Is Sir Roland coming?
Yes, madam. Of course. He is a brisk man.
Is he? Oh, well, I shall save decorums if he is a brisk man. I have a mortal terror at the apprehension of breaking against decorums. Nothing but importunity can surmount decorums. I am glad he's a brisk man. Let my things be removed, good foible.
Raza and Mademoiselle both are in love and have agreed to meet. However, Mademoiselle has been instructed by her mistress, Lady Fanciful, to retrieve information from Raza of what happened between Lady Brute and Heartfree in Sir Brute's house, Raza's master.
How now, confidence?
How now, modesty?
Make yourself familiar, sir.
Oh, my impudence.
Hush. Stand off, go face.
Mademoiselle, great news at our house.
Why, what be the matter?
The matter? Why, uptails all the matter.
Tout est moi.
No. Now, do you long to know the particulars? The time when, the place where, the manners how. But I won't tell you a word more.
Nay, then thou kill me, Hazor.
Come, kiss me then.
Nay, pretty, tell me.
Goodbye to you.
Oh, hold on. I will kiss thee.
So, that's civil. Why now, my pretty pearl, my goldfish, my little water wagtail. You must know that... Oh, come, kiss me again.
I will kiss you no more.
Goodbye to
Du Simon! There. Es-tu content?
So now I tell thee all. Why, the news is that Cuckoldom in folio is newly printed, and Matrimony in quarto is just going into the press. Will you buy any books, mademoiselle?
Tu parles comme a library. The devil not understand thee.
Why then, that I may make myself intelligible to a waiting woman, I'll speak like a ballet des champs. My lady has cuckolded my master,
What?
which we take very ill from her hands, I can tell her that. We can't yet prove matter of fact upon her,
What?
but we can prove that matter of fact had like to have been
Oh!
upon her.
Oui, that.
For we have such bloody circumstances
Some do.
that any man of heart may draw a tickling conclusions
Oh,
of
Fabian.
We have found a couple of tight, well-built gentlemen stuffed into the ladyship's
Le
closet.
diable.
And I and my particular person have discovered a most damnable plot. How to persuade my poor master that all this hide-and-seek, this will and the wisp, has no other meaning than a Christian marriage for sweet Mrs. Belinda.
Mariage, elle est joyeuse.
Oh, don't interrupt me, hussy. 'Tis agreed, I say. And my innocent lady, to wriggle herself out of the back door of the business, turns marriage board to her knees, and resolves to deliver up her fair body to be tumbled and mumbled by that licorice whipser Heartfree. Now are you satisfied?
No.
Right, woman, always gaping for more.
This be Arden? That thou know?
Oh, I a great deal too, I think.
Thou be full. Thou know nothing. Écoute, mon pavarizer. Thou see these two eyes? These two eyes, how see the devil?
Woman's mad.
In spring garden, that rogue Constant meet thy lady.
Bon.
I won't tell thee no more.
Nay, Princey, my swan.
Come. Kiss me then.
I won't kiss you, not I.
Adieu.
Hold. Ah. Now proceed.
I hide myself in one cunning place, where I hear all and see all. Thus, the drunken master come malapropo, but he does not know his own dear wife. So, he leave her to her spot. Then, the game begin. The lover say something. The lady look upon the ground. He take her by the hand. She turn her head one other way. Then he squeeze very hard. Then she pull very softly. Then he take her in his arm, and she give him a little touch. Then then she say pishne pie. Then he tremble. Then she sigh. Then he pull her into the other. Then she pinch him.
But not so hard, you baggage, you.
Then he fall. She grow weak. Throw her down. Et tandis que le diable assiste et porte. Oh! Stand off, sirrah!
Set me afire, you jade, you.
Then go to thy liver.
Oh, what an unnatural hollow tis.
Also,
Mademoiselle.
now you love me.
Oh, not love me. More than a Frenchman does suit.
Then you refuse nothing that I bid thee?
Don't bid me be damned then.
No. Only tell thy master all I have told thee of thy lady.
Oh, why, you little malicious strumpet, you. Should you like to be served so?
Thou discreet then. Adieu.
Hold. Why wilt thou make me be such a rogue then, my dear?
Voilà, un vrai anglais. Et la Marie est se pendant vers her raisonneur au diable.
Hold once more. In hope that will give me up thy body, I resign thee up to myself.
Bon, écoute donc. If thou fail me, I will never see thee no more. If thou obey me, j'abandonne toi.
Not be a rogue, but amor vincit omnia. Ah.
In this next scene from The Provoked Wife, Lady Fanciful, in her own words, unimportuned every morning with a number of letters and from admirers. Today is a different It's no different, but let's see what happens when one of her admirers has the cheek to write her a letter of her faults and not her virtues.
How do I look this morning? Your ladyship looks ill, truly.
Lord, how ill-natured thou art, Cornet, to tell me so. Though the thing should be true, don't you know I have humility enough to be, but too easily out of conceit with myself? Hold the glass. I dare swear that will have more manners than you. Mademoiselle, let me have your opinion too.
My opinion be, madame, that your ladyship never looked so well in your life.
Oh, the French are the prettiest obliging people. They say the most acceptable, well-mannered things and never flatter.
Your ladyship take great justice indeed.
Nay, everything's just in my house but Cornet. The very looking glass gives her the demonti. But I'm afraid it almost flatters me. Makes me look so very engaging.
Indeed, madame. Your face be handsomer than all the looking glass in the world. Crème moi.
Oh, but is it possible that my eyes could be so languishing yet so very full of fire?
Madame, if the glass was burning glass, I believe your eyes had fire in the house.
You may take the nightgown, mademoiselle. Get out of the room, Cornet. I can't endure you any longer. That wench methinks is insufferably ugly.
Everything look on you, madame, that's done by your ladyship.
Nay, methinks you're mighty pretty, mademoiselle.
Madame, the moon have no eclat when the sun appears.
Oh, which expression. Mademoiselle, have you ever been in love before?
Oui, madame.
And were you beloved again?
No, madame.
Oh, ye gods! What an unfortunate creature should I be in such a case. But nature has made me nice for my defence. I'm nice, mademoiselle, strangely nice. I believe with the merit of a whole mankind bestowed upon one single person, I should still think the fellow wanted something to make it worth my while. And yet, I could love. Nay, fondly love. Were it possible to have a thing made on purpose for me? See, I'm not kind, mademoiselle, I'm just nice.
Madame, I wish I was fine gentleman for your sake. I do all the thing in the world to get little way into your heart. I make song, I make flowers, I give you the serenade, I give great many presents to mademoiselle. I no eat, I no sleep, I be lean, I be mad, I hang myself, I drown myself. Oh, shut up.
Oh, the French are the strangest people. Oh, you may take the 2 pairs of hand gloves, mademoiselle.
Madame, I left up your ladyship by the penny post.
Oh, some youth conquest I warrant you, but with that vanity I looked extremely clear last night. Oh, agreeable! Thou hast made a new song of me. Oh, welcome a thing. Here, sing me this new song, Cornet.
Fly, fly, you happy shepherds, fly. Avoid Valeria's charms. The rigour of her heart denies the heaven that is in her arms. Near hope to gaze and then retire. No yielding to be blessed. Nature who formed her eyes of fire, a vice composed her breast. Yet lovely maid this once believe, a same whose zeal you move. The gods alas your youth deceive, their heaven consists in love. In spite of all the thanks you owe, you may reproach them this, that where they did their forms bestow, they have denied their bliss.
should be a mattress in gratitude to discover him.
Ma foi, madame, I think the gentleman son tell you the truth. If you never love, you never be happy. Je m'amour, moi. Madame, I never left your ladyship.
Oh, 'tis thus I am importuned every morning, ladies. Mademoiselle, pray, how do the French when they are thus accable?
Madame, they never complain. Au contraire, when one French lady have got 100 lover, she do all she can to get 100 more.
Oh, well, strike me dead. I believe they have le goût pour me, for 'tis an unutterable pleasure to be adored by all the men and envied by all the women. Yet I am concerned at the torture I give of lard. Why was I formed to make the whole of creation so uneasy? But let me read my letter. If you have a mind to hear of your faults, instead of being praised for your virtues, take the pains to walk in the green walk in St. James with your woman in our hints. You'll there meet one who hates you for some things as he could love you for others, and therefore is willing to endeavour your reformation. If you come to the place I mention, you'll know who I am, and if you don't, you never shall. So take your choice. This is strangely familiar, Mademoiselle. I now have a provoking fancy to know who this impudent fellow is.
Then, take your scarf and your mask and go to the rendezvous. The French lady do justement comme ça, madame.
What? Rendezvous? With a man, Mademoiselle?
Et pourquoi non, madame?
Perhaps a man I never saw in my life.
Come here, c'est donc quelque chose de nouveau.
How do I know what designs he may have? He may intend to ravish me for all time.
Ravish, bagatelle! I will fain see one impudent hog ravish mademoiselle. Oui, je le voudrais.
My reputation! Mademoiselle, my reputation! Mon cher réputation.
Madame, quand on a une fois perdu, on est plus embarrassé.
Five, mademoiselle, five. Reputation is a jewel.
Qui coûte bien cher, madame.
Sure. Would you not sacrifice your honour for pleasure?
Je suis philosophe.
Ah, bless me how you talk. Why, if honour be a burden, must it not be borne?
Chacun se passe, madame, quand quelque chose manque, comment je me défais, vite!
Yes, God, you naughty little French woman. I vow my reputation must be borne to you.
Come me out of those, madame, that yourself and those kiss you, let you depend on to say to you. Hey, madame. Tenez, voilà.
Oh, this is really nice.
Voilà votre écoute. Voilà votre masque. Oh, et voilà tout. Hey, Marco! Coquet! Moins cher que madame, on a de combien? Il faut que vite! Allons, allons!
Once, mademoiselle, and take your advice. Out of the intemperate desire, I have to know who this ill-bred fellow is. But I have too much delicacy to make practice on it.
Belle chose, comment la délicatesse lorsqu'il s'agit de se divertir. Ah ça, vous voilà équipée, madame, partons. Ah bien, qu'avez-vous donc?
Pierre.
Je ne veux pas, moi, allons.
Oh, I dare not.
T'aimerais donc.
Je suis votre homme. Tant pis pour vous. Curiosity is a wicked devil.
C'est une charmante scène, madame.
It ruined our first parents.
Elle a bien diverti leurs enfants.
Le honneur est contraire.
Le plaisir, madame, est pour.
Must I then go?
Must you go? Must you eat, madame? Must you sleep? Must you live? The nature be to do one, the nature be to do other. Pourquoi madame?
Reason corrects nature, mademoiselle.
Elle a donc bien insolente. C'est ça, Sorane.
Do you then prefer your reason to your nature?
Oui, da.
Pourquoi?
Because my nature make me marry and my reason make me sad.
À la machanterie française.
La belle anglaise.
Take your bow.
Email me just to confirm with me, yeah?
Who's got it all as well?
Actually.
Well done, ye! You make me Have you seen this one?
Where's his eyes? Giant. Get fucking giant.
Yeah, it's like that you haven't seen this one.
Everyone was really good.
Yeah, because I haven't seen any of them, so it was really good. It's good to see them today.
Well done. Yes, and you're very good.
Yeah, really. There she goes, picking up the papers. Past the end, Laura.
Are they doing it again?
I was going to do it.
No, yeah, they've got comedy manners. That was a week overdue because we couldn't get the space, so they have 5 weeks of comedy manners on this.